Dick, guys. Appendage was code for dick. Okay? Welcome back. Spawning in the top right-ish corner on merry-go-round, we've got the blue Terran player from Team Liquid. Give it up for Taeja.
In the upper left, as the red Terran, it's Gumiho.
Yay! Go Gumiho! Weakest crowd ever. Get it together. All right, so in this finals, we got to see what was kind of astounding, and not just that Taeja beat Gumiho's mech, it's that Taeja like destroyed Gumiho's mech. I don't know what it was, and it definitely wasn't that second armory, but Gumiho decided to stall out a lot of his production. I don't know if it was just a late choice to go mech, like if he had intended to go bio and realized like, oh crap, I better go mech. But so much of that game, fourth command center, second armory, there's a lot of greed snuck in there too. So for the sake of that game, it's not super shocking that Gumiho lost, but what I really enjoyed out of Taeja was just when he won, he really won.
Well, when you think about that fight that just started, Gumiho's losing, Taeja had 4 tanks, a Raven, and a handful of Vikings left over. That's not necessarily a lot. And when you consider that Gumiho ran his army up a ramp into siege tanks, you gotta wonder, was that the reason he barely lost out on the fight, holding his third and then his fourth? There's also a couple, there was a tank and I think a Thor defending that Hellbat drop as well. Very minuscule things, but if everything was in position, ready to go, sieged up, Taeja probably doesn't break Gumiho there, and the game goes on to a 4th base and into the starport versus starport and the awesome split map scenario. But did it? It ended prematurely.
We're gonna have the Reaper coming out of Gumiho. This is I don't dislike one Reaper. If you see a little bit more than one Reaper, that's when you kind of go like, I don't know. But with one Reaper coming out, it's good scouting information if nothing else. Sadly, with merry-go-round being the map style that it is, there's really not a lot of ways in and out of the base. So if Taeja doesn't go for the fast reactor, in fact he doesn't, it's not hard to pre-position 2 Marines and have a 50-50 chance of shooting that Reaper down.
Usually it can get in unless it messes up the micro, but it's whether or not it lives past that. It looks easy to... I don't know what he's expecting here. Usually this is what you see in TVZ against 2 Lings that are coming across the map. Maybe under the Reaper? Maybe. Or an SCV. I don't know. Anyways, he's not going to get scouting. He'd also deny Taeja scouting if Taeja was even trying, which he's not.
Sorry. I really hate that the stream's on a delay sometimes. Because I was trying to figure out what people were spamming dicks in chat for, and then I remember how I opened this game up.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the first thing I said. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. Cap. Alright, with the starport on the way for Taeja with the gas, I mean, alright, I want to see Banshees, but I mean, that Raven last game was so sick. I would love to see it again, but the opportunity for Banshees is far too easy to pass up.
It's far too hard to pass up, actually.
Alright, there you go. Yeah, thank you. I couldn't care less.
Exactly what I was thinking of. Looks like that Reaper that was stayed at home, it didn't even stop the Reaper scouting what was crucial, which was the command center was there. Why are you even here, Reaper? Go away.
He's just pissed off. He's fuming, man. He's pacing all over the place. Don't antagonize him right now.
And Gumiho even scouts to the SCV. It's a little odd. I mean, you can't assume that the Reaper's gonna die, but I feel like.
Wait, I thought this was gonna be like a big 1-1-1 out of Gumiho, but he doesn't actually have a lot of units to stick in that medevac when it comes out. So is he? Well, opening with the Viking. Never mind.
Yeah, it looks like it's just a defensive opener. I mean, he's also got an engineering bay, and I don't think he scouted that Taeja was going up to. No, he hasn't scouted at all. Just confirmed where Taeja was, actually. So really no scouting.
This is kind of okay, though. I mean, Banshees are so predictable in this matchup. Yeah, it's... This Viking force is not that bad of an idea. And even if it wasn't a Banshee opener, whatever came out of that starport, a medevac, a Raven, I mean, this would have helped deal with any of those things. It's
come to that point where Raven and a Viking are useful at pretty much all points in the game anyways.
Yeah, the Banshee's actually when the time's up quickly. Taeja barely getting that cloak off. Oh, you know, no! Give me no! The Marines will save this for sure. Bringing this back home is actually a pretty big deal. That's an expensive unit to lose for free. Got 2 of them available, and of course, these things are really good at breaking tank lines later on if you can keep them alive, but Viking finds yet another one.
Oh, Taeja goes real greedy behind this, puts down 2, or well, I mean the natural, but the very fast 3rd as well. His own Raven in case Gumiho goes for that little counter Banshee, the later Banshee, whatever you call it, as well as Raven just being very useful, as he showed and highlighted in that last game.
I like the turret covering production too. I feel there's just not enough Terran players who do this out of habit at this point, because that's where the Banshee goes as soon as it sees their turrets to the mineral line. So you want to cover all your bases. But oh, with the Hellions! Slips right past Taeja. He wasn't quite ready for this. Does raise the depots though, but even then, actually won't break through this.
Supply depot wall.
Yeah, if he didn't have the Banshee at him, he could have broken that deeper wall, quote unquote, eventually. But if he takes care of this with the Vikings, he goes back to that wall pretty quickly.
Oh, actually, yeah, I think that scan is well worth it. I mean, he's seeing a big opportunity to kill a lot of SCVs here.
Banshee's got to come back and fight. This is trouble for Taeja in a big way. Vikings need to land a trail and break this wall. This guy's freaking out. Like, oh my god, I can't handle this. Oh, they're right there. Oh no, they're getting to the base.
He's gonna be the one that survives, though.
I know,
coward.
Hiding in the corner. All right, so he surrounds with a couple of the SCVs. He'll clean this up. This could have, should have, would have been much worse. But Taeja still takes loss at the end of the day.
Bad.
13
oh no,
SCVs
he doesn't have any anti-air. Oh my god, these Vikings are to reign supreme.
They could land, but the tank, I think, would probably eventually kill him.
Go Vikings, go Vikings, go. Yeah, no, they're not going to end the game. Or I really think they could have enforced the siege tank, but oh well. He's down by 19 workers. He did have that faster 3rd command center, and it is finished. So that's actually, he can make up for that. Gumiho one-ups him. He's like, 3rd commands are on location. What up?
These Vikings, they like flew away and were like, psych! Landed and came back only to lift up and fly away again. Double psych!
Because of 1 Marine, by the way.
Yeah.
Not the most heroic band or Vikings we've ever seen.
I would argue they are twice as heroic as an average Viking zombie girl.
No, we've seen some really badass Vikings.
We actually have, and 4GG comes to mind immediately, but not the same scenario. But Banshee gonna try to do some damage. What do you know? Bob's your uncle. 4 Vikings ready to defend.
Why is Bob my uncle? Is this a Canadian thing?
Yeah, Uncle Bob. You don't have an Uncle Bob?
No.
That's like your uncle 2nd removed or whatever. So you just call him Uncle Bob.
Really?
No, I'm just making this up. You're so gullible. Do you Canadians have a coin pouch? Shout out to Fear Dragon if he ever watches this VOD. We convinced Fear Dragon, guys, Fear Dragon, right, from Breaking Out. Really nice guy. Love Ravi to death. But we convinced him that Canadians have like a coin pouch for all our coins, since we have coins instead of dollar bills, right? And he believes it because Zombie Grub took a picture of like my camera case. I was like, wow, I found this like authentic coin pouch in Canada when we were visiting Toronto. So good.
He's really the most gullible person I've met.
Alright, well, Banshee actually doing a bit more damage than expected from Gumiho, but will get cleaned up. Oh, that skin! Yeah, we'll barely get it at the end of it.
Good job. Gumiho is going to go back behind this. Taeja determined long ago that he was going to get stimmed, so he was kind of stuck into bio. He had such a fast 3rd command center, and it did help in that SCV, gap. It's only 3 as opposed to the 19 that it was, but it's not on location, so Gumiho's getting the better game out of this.
I can't believe the amount of Banshees being relentlessly built in this game too. I mean, we always talk about the late game Banshee possibly bringing you back or possibly doing a lot of damage to get you running off guard, but I mean, both players have invested, was it like 5 Banshees this game? It's kind of crazy.
A lot of Banshees, yes. Well, Gumiho, it's kind of odd. Sometimes the mech player goes Banshees, and it's actually really good because you're only looking for Marauders afterwards. Just has a couple of games that end up like that. So, and they're also surprisingly good at defense, base defense. Obviously, as a mech player, you're gonna have a lot of minerals, so you kind of expect a missile turret like around now. Honestly, when the 3rd base is up, so I expect to go down soon. But Banshees in the main, if they catch a medevac unloading, they deal so much damage. They're really helpful. Not quite as good as DTs, but still good.
Well, the Banshees have definitely been proven to worth so far this game. It's worth investing for Gumiho. It's worth investing in Taeja. They've continued to produce them up to this point, but this poor Banshee is probably going to die. One more shot. There you go.
Yeah. Note also that Taeja is going for a lot of Vikings. I think Gumiho just noted that. That might mean that Taeja is trying to get a very early lead on the air war and could be going up to his own Banshees. Or, maybe endgame battlecruisers, but not quite yet. Gumiho, however, is setting up for an attack. Quite a scary one.
Yeah, the spread on the Hellbats are going to soak a lot of the hits. Even though the tanks aren't siege, they don't really need to be, because they're going to do a lot more damage unsieged than they would siege. The time they stop their attack would just get killed. Gumiho wipes Taeja's army right off the face of the earth. Now the problem is, Taeja's still got a little bit he can fight with. The rally's going to be coming in. He's still got Vikings in the air to land if this gets super desperate. He does pull the SUVs away from the third to keep them alive, and he can always lift the command center if this gets a little too hairy.
Taeja! Taeja's going to save himself.
But why? Hellbats in the... You just spread of the Viking, whatever. Gumiho stomping through the natural base, though. Taeja kind of needs to group up. You can't keep rallying with 1 or 2 Marines like this. But I guess the Banshee will eventually get the work done.
Yeah, he did take air control, but he just lost it because he lost all his Vikings to the Hellbats. So that Banshee, that was a good Banshee. Good job. But oh my god, Helen from the third.
Yeah, those SCVs back a little too soon. So that worker's kill count racks up pretty quickly. Gumiho down, or sorry, not Gumiho, rather Taeja down 49 workers. Or down 2, rather. I'm so done with today.
And he lost the one advantage that he had, which was the Viking superiority. He has no Vikings. He has the Banshee, but nothing to protect it from just a simple scan. Where's Gumiho? Gumiho was remaking Vikings. I guess they're on their way now.
So he's just going to try and hold yet again, but the Hellbats have got a lot of health. It's not about the damage they deal so much as the damage they don't take from this. Marauders are trying to kite them best they can, but as we see, it's like shooting Zealots. They don't take much damage from this. The tank in the back of this is doing some damage. Does get folks down by the Marauders.
The
nice
micro
choice.
is real. Yeah. All 4 Marauders lived.
The control from Taeja's been really quick. Yeah, he can always lift up too if this gets a little bit hairy, but kind of limited by the fact that there are Vikings nearby. These medevacs will eventually run out, but Taeja holds yet again.
That was pretty sick, but he's still down by 30 supply and down in workers. Gumiho's getting to a point where, yeah, he's not maxing out, but he still has such good income that he's placing down 5 command centers. Okay, that's a little overkill, Gumiho.
Okay, so this is really funny because you do expect Terran players who play mech to get to this point. To explain really quick for those who maybe don't play Terran or haven't been in this scenario before, you float a lot of minerals because you have to give up on Hellion production for a small amount of time, whether because of supply blocks or because of the fact that you're putting all your money towards tanks. But you're always going to have this one awkward lapse where you've got a lot of cash after an engagement. And it's not because of bad macro, it's just, again, the way you spend your money as mech. So Gumiho taking the opportunity to not keep a bank. Well, he still keeps a fairly sizable bank, but throwing down 5 command centers. This is hilarious because his 75 SCV count can now be reduced to more like 20 or 30, thus freeing up a lot more army supply to have a bigger overall army.
He's not even close to getting maxed out.
I know, he's doing this too soon. He's doing it too soon is why I think it's so weird, but he's going to get away with it.
Make one a planetary and be really, drop proof. I think that's the best thing you could do right now.
Well, it's a siege tournament, so if you're going to be drop proof, you got to watch out for drop bears, right?
Yes, drop bears are absolutely terrible.
They're terrifying. They are. This turret ring is going to kill the medevacs though really quick. I don't know why those.
This is the opportunity to make all of those into planetaries.
Yes, the one time that would be viable is in fact this moment, but too bad it's not going to happen.
A little bit of a, double-pronged harass going down. The main didn't really do a whole lot, but the third gets, a couple SCVs killed. But at this point, it is doing Gumiho a favor.
But this is a big deal. I mean, yeah, okay, it's completely giving me a favor because he's looking to put out the SCV supply anyways. But Taeja, who's been so on the defense for the last, God knows, 10 minutes of the game, he draws the army out of position. Now he can go to this planetary fortress.
Yeah. Kill that fortress. Go get him. Get him, boys. Okay, siege. Okay, whatever. He's still gonna get it, and that's really awesome. Gumiho made the very clear mistake of putting all of his army to chase one handful of units.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you're playing mech, quite frankly. You can have your army together anyways.
1A, 1A, 1A.
Yeah. Insert Protoss jokes here. Like it's.
You ever seen that cat gif that's like the cat makes fun of the dog, and it's like, I'm a dog.
No, but I want to.
Okay, I'm gonna send you it later. That's what I think of a mech player right now.
I'm a protest. I got a death mode.
Exactly. Oh.
That is really the style that Meg does play to, but one of the big things is Gumiho has been continuing producing medevacs behind this. As we've seen, medevacs dragged on top of the army will absolutely annihilate whatever they land on pretty quickly, whether it's Marauders or Marines. Hellbats deal a lot of damage, and they deal it in splash, so it's kind of hard to avoid that in a clump like this. However, with the Marines that there are, if they're busy shooting the medevacs, they just focus them down, they're going to die before they unload a single Hellbat.
Yeah. Probably not going to be all that useful, but... Taeja did a great job going back in this game, by the way. Like, killing that fourth, killing the few SCVs, like those are all obviously like not that important because he does have 5 other command centers, but it's still good.
Yeah, it's still not over yet, though. I mean, Taeja is once again, he's going to drop on top of some of these SCVs. He's going to kill them, and as you said before, it's going to help Gumiho more than hurt Gumiho in a weird way. But Gumiho doesn't realize that he could sacrifice his SCVs at this point in time.
Being down 19 supply and what looked like on the brink of death to have an almost equal supply and a very good defensive setup, that's pretty impressive. In fact, he has found enough economy with his 4th base finishing up to try and go up to starports. You know, the kind of Hail Mary of bio players to get that Viking control, the next stage of TVT, the ultimate stage.
Next level stuff.
Gumiho should recognize this as a possibility, though, and start scanning the main every once in a while, because he has, again, a couple of orbitals. And see if the starports are down.
Alright, Taeja's actually going to find himself between a bit of an odd space. So between his opponent's base.
Base trade!
I like how this just kind of goes for it, too. You're like, well, I saw you over there, and I saw you over there, so let's just go for it. I don't know who wins in this scenario, though, because the thing is, Taeja's got a lot more mobility. He's going to be a lot faster to actually kill and move up to the production line, whereas Gumiho with these tanks, he's got to move slowly, he's got to move surely, and, well, his production is screwed back at home. He's supply caps. They can't build anything to defend against this. It is a full-on base trade. Building new factories, new starports, what we pointed out as before, if he makes a Banshees, actually might just turn around in this game if there's no detection for them. If he takes out all the orbitals of Taeja, if Gumiho can get some Banshees out, he'll probably win through that alone. Oh my god, the amount of how many starports? 7 starports! What?
I think it's taking into account that 3 of them are going to die in the main.
Yeah, I mean...
Before we get too crazy.
But like... Why not lift the... whatever.
Frickin'.
Whatever.
Overly critical son of a gun.
Yeah. Cancels 4 of the starports slightly over to the right. Oh!
No, Taeja! Taeja forgot to make his own Vikings and Ravens. He was like, oh, he got attacked, and then he was supply block. Now the starports are useless!
But here's the thing. Gumiho can't shoot up at the moment, so lifting buildings...
Yes, he can. Doesn't he? Can't he? Does he have any Vikings? He has 2 Vikings.
2 Vikings. Okay, my bad. Sorry, but
yeah,
those,
your bad.
If those go down, Taeja forces a draw.
Oh, please.
Because the thing is, Gumiho, he might have all these extra production buildings, but he's not gonna have the supply for them.
Soon, he is running out. Oh, Taeja, if you knew, it is all depending on whether or not you can tell him a supply.
Oh, the orbitals are burning. Taeja didn't execute these because he thought they would burn, but Gumiho just dropped mules. Yeah, exactly. It's got flippin' mules available to him.
Command Center circle jerk.
This is all kinds of messy, but this is let's be honest, the only way this series could end in a ridiculous clash of absolute titans from the Terran Armada.
Look at the mini map. What the hell is this?
This is a base trade on Base Trade TV is what it is.
This is a TVT base trade on
Base Trade TVT. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Gumiho's reproducing, but you know, Taeja is starting to find the crucial, I guess, like the starports right now.
Oh, thank God.
Need to go.
Well, I don't know about going. Making more Vikings actually does seem like kind of the better deal in this situation.
No, I mean like Taeja needs to kill them.
Oh, okay, yeah. Taeja's got better upgrades in a big way, though. 2-2 for his Vikings over 0-0 for Gumiho. So Gumiho is going to, sorry, rather the other way around.
Yeah.
Gumiho's got 2-2 over Taeja's Vikings. So he's not going to need as many Vikings as we see trying to trade out here.
But you know, he has the Marines. So if Marines are with the Vikings...
Hold up. If Taeja actually loses all the Vikings, Gumiho forces the draw. Because Taeja won't be able to shoot up anymore.
Well, yeah, not be able to reach everything.
Well, reach in the corners. I mean, the Marines can always shoot up. Sure, shut up.
Okay, sorry.
You knew what I was talking about. Everyone knew what I was talking about.
You're not actually at a point where that has to be like the end game scenario quite yet. Because they're both reproducing, or they're trying to.
No, the supply line, they can't do nothing.
Well, okay, that's what I said trying to, alright? But Gumiho's being a much better at it. He's still getting an upgrade for God's sake. Why? It's plus 3,
Because
please,
he
up the
can.
thing difference.
Because
Well, you can't spend it on minerals,
can.
obviously. Or, I mean, the units.
Is that Taeja's last building over here on the left?
Oh shit, it is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Taeja, lift!
If-
Taeja, lift, bro!
No,
He's
even if
not
he lifts,
working.
Gumiho's just gonna come over here and kill us. He might not know it's his last building, but he knows where the command center is. He might just go for it. Meanwhile, Gumiho's mining. Once again, depots are coming down. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's safe to say at this point, Gumiho has won this game. He's won the Winners Bracket Finals. But it's not the end of the tournament for Taeja.
Wait a minute, hold on. There is a possibility that Taeja saves the command center and drags it everywhere with his army.
No.
Come on. Come on,
There-
Taeja, I know
There
you're
is
thinking
no
about it.
chance of that
Think about
happening.
it.
I was gonna dance up and down, wait for the Vikings to land, and then pick up and vice versa. Taeja actually does have a really scary standing army. Gumiho can take a defensive fight any day of the week, but not an offensive fight, as weird as that is to consider. But he might actually do what you described.
Yeah. Excuse you. That +3 armor is going to finish for Gumiho, by the way. Excuse you. Oh no, he's gonna lose this fight. There's no medevacs, by the way, so he would have stimmed this up to death. Oh, Gumiho. Woo!
Alright, so what I was saying, guys, is Taeja's not out of the tournament yet. Taeja will be in the loser's bracket. He'll still be fighting for a chance to get back to the finals. But Gumiho